Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Matters Go. Today I'm talking about intercourse. The reason being is I hung out with a few people the other week or whatever, and just out of absolutely nowhere, nothing brought this on. I'm sitting there and my friend Paulo walks over to me and goes, "How long's it been since you had sex?" Or something to that effect, and I said 1 year. The thing, and that's true, isn't that awesome? You're so jealous because it's like, dude, man, my hands are soft, who needs a vagina? I'm not too worried about it. But the reaction, not just from him, but also from my other friend with the biggest potato sack in the world who was there, she was like tripping out, heavy balls, like, oh my god, it's been a year, how do you do it? It's called masturbation, chill the fuck out. People get so caught up on getting laid, it's hilarious, man. And people do so much just to get laid. They change who they are, they change what they think. The thing I went into, how people are scared to look like a dickhead, or motivated by getting your dick or, vagina satisfied, or whatever the case may be. It's all done, just so you can get in the pearly gates, if you're a guy, I don't know, whatever. And people get so trippy about this. And, really, in reality, right, you do all this shit to try and get laid. Look, you got a job, save a few dollars, go to a brothel. Honestly, it's so much easier. I mean, you can go out and hang out with people and get like 99 rejects and maybe one which you didn't really want but you're going for because it's all that's there. Or you can go to a brothel and pick and choose, man. You can be the showy motherfucker. Like, women have this thing, oh, men are so sexist. Yeah, but women are bitches. So it kind of levels out because women get so choosy about what they want and everything has to be perfect, and they can knock you back with silly comments like, well, you're a nice guy. That's like bonus side. That's like tipping fucking liquid nitrogen down the eye of a dick of a man. That's what you do when you say that comment. Instead, just say, you ain't getting any. Honestly, I would much prefer that if the lady would just be upfront and say, look, you got no chance. Alright, now I can move on. Instead of, you're a nice guy, because it leaves a little bit of room in your head to think, well, I'm nice, I got that going for me. If you just say the honest truth, you're an ugly fuck and you'll never get laid, go fuck your can. It doesn't work well, it hurts, especially when you get it in. Never mind, it's so funny to me. People, just their reaction, they fully flip the fuck out. And they'll probably tell other people, and they'll also be like, oh my god. And other people will be like, yeah, it's that guy, of course not. But to me, it's so trivial. It's such a, people get like, and people get really upset if they're virgins. Who gives a flying fuck? Like, whoop-de-fuck. I mean, within your lifespan, you're gonna most likely have intercourse at some point, and intercourse is a great thing. It's very good, but it's not everything, you know what I mean? Like, if you were going out with a chick and she's a complete cunt, like just the worst person you've ever seen, but you're getting pussy, that's like one thing out of the other 1,000 things that annoy the shit out of you. Like, have you ever had a girlfriend who just starts dramas over nothing? Absolutely nothing. You're just sitting there and a drama starts and you're like, what the fuck brought this on? They bring up things that you've never even thought about. Like the most little nuances just to get something going. It's just like, you just want to be like, calm the flip down. I mean, is it really worth getting your dick wet and putting up with that shit? I'd honestly rather jerk off. And people are going to be like, you're just saying that because you don't get pussy on a regular basis. Oh, you're just saying that to keep yourself happy. I don't say that to keep myself happy. Jack Daniels keeps me happy. Anyway, that's another thing, man. We've got all these things like alcohol and cigarettes, and you can get weed, and all these things that can just kind of deter your mind from really getting too caught up in that. Look, we all desire sex. I'm not saying that when I walk down the street and there's a lady in short shorts, I see that shit and don't think it would fit. And maybe, if I'm quick enough, I can finish before she notices. We've had those thoughts, but then we just jump out of that and go back to reasonable thinking. Because if you get too obsessed with sex, then you become a dick. You know the guys, the type of people I'm talking about, the assholes, really. Assholes are the ones that want sex all the time. And a lot of guys, I've thought this myself at some point, think that women, all they want is dicks, they just want someone to treat them bad. It's actually just a funny little, circumstance going on. It just so happens that women do have a high sexual libido, even though it's not spoken of, as much as the male libido is, but it is there, and they do want a partner that can satisfy them and regularly. So they go for people who show themselves to be sex, titties, ass, and grab it and squeeze it and eat it and pretend it's bread. We're gonna make fucking olive loaf. I don't know. They want that because they want, sex has to be like boom, kind of thing. Not, you get the metaphor I'm making. Probably not. I'm drunk. Leave me alone. Anyway, so we move on. Another sip. And people, they get upset about these things when they get rejected. Like me, I am the master of rejection. I've been rejected probably as many times as Gene Simmons has gotten laid. Man, I am the master of it. Like the first one, it's like, oh. Second one, it's like, yeah. And then after a while, it just becomes like, well, I totally expected that. And that's how I am now. That's why I don't even flirt with women. I just treat them all the same. Everyone's on a flat basis. And you have pretty much nowhere to go but either up or down. We all start at neutral in my mind, right? And if you show yourself with good character and, good ethics and whatnot, you go up. And if you're a total cunt, you're going to go down. And it's actually better to be like that. Because when you do get fully obsessed about the sex and you're just like, erection, vagina, let's do this, it can cause you to make really stupid decisions. I'm guilty of this. I have slept with some things that you probably shouldn't sleep with, just women that are totally... I've slept with some absolute horrors, man. I'm telling you, man, I've done some things that I'm not proud to talk about. And that's coming from this crazy motherfucker who's been talking for 6 minutes about how he doesn't get laid. So, you can imagine. Sometimes if you're too motivated by your head down there and not using this one, you get yourself in some pretty sticky situations. And the sexual obsession, everyone blames it on the internet and all this and da-da-da, music, media. It isn't that at all. It's just that as humans are, they're just greedy. I mean, you learn about sex at a much younger age nowadays. It's, revealed to people at a much younger age than it was in the past. So it starts as a thing in the back of the mind. When you first hear about what it is and how good it can be, and you experiment and somewhat experience an ejaculation, your obsession kind of starts there and it builds over time. And for most women, it starts at about 13, 14, or maybe even 12, and in some cases younger, which is weird to me. But anyway, why are we worrying about that? Why are you telling them then? Let them be kids, stupid. So the obsession starts, it builds, and if you do it too early, you end up with these situations where you got teenage mothers and whatnot. And also the misrepresentation of sex by the media. A lot of the times they show it as a way of showing love. Sex is like a lot of other fun things. Do you drink your can of Jack Daniels because you love it? No, you drink it because you enjoy it. And in most cases, that's what intercourse is about. It's actually a very small part of a relationship, but because of misinformation given to us, or, how some people perceive it, or, what's happened in their life, circumstantial things and like that, they can get it twisted and believe it means more than it actually does. Sex is ejaculation, hopefully on both parts. In my case, I don't give a shit. I'll do mine and then just go away. That's just how I roll. And when you've been rejected as many times as I have, you just, like, I want to come and then go away. I don't even want to speak, go away. People call it sexist. No, it's called antisocial, dickhead. Anyway, that also helps too. If you're an antisocial person, you're not going to be so, I've got to get that pussy and running up there and start making a jackass of yourself. I honestly think people who go to clubs and dance like fucking retards just trying to pick up women, that's hilarious to me. Honestly, I'd find it less embarrassing to go to a brothel. Who cares, man? I mean, at least at a brothel, you walk in, you know exactly what's going to happen. You pay your money, you get a service, you get out, right? That's usually how a brothel works. But with relationships, argy-bargy bullshit. I haven't got the attention span for argy-bargy bullshit. If there's people out there who don't do argy-bargy bullshit when it comes to this relationship thing and overcomplicate it and get caught up on little nuances that don't actually matter and blow it into big things and then eventually kill it, which is usually how it happens with me for women. They'll be like, you know what, you don't trim your nose hair often enough, I'm leaving, and then I'm left in the corner drinking my Captain Morgan and listening to Jeff Buckley, and that's usually how it goes. And I've got to a point where it's like, I'll just get it if I really need it, and if I have to, I'll pay for it. You people get so caught up in what sex actually is. It's actually a very, emotional, but you ejaculate, you fucking reach nirvana. There's not really much to it. You're overreading it. And people go into sexologists to learn how to masturbate properly and please their lover. I mean, figure it out, okay? Figure it out. Doing all this argy-bargy shit just to get your dick wet or to get your clam all fucking wet and shit. Chill the fucking fuck out. My God. Anyway. Mad as a goat.